going to be a good measuring stick for this defense is the Cowboys offense is pretty potent. However, they're going to be without CeeDee Lamb, possibly. We'll talk about that here in a second. So let's just dive into it real quick. Latest Packer roster moves. I don't know if you guys seen this or not. Just a couple, 3 maybe. Rob Domofsky had tweeted out, Packers released wide receiver Mecole Hardman from the practice squad. Tackle Brant Banks was signed to the active roster from the practice squad. Wide receiver Jacoby James was signed to the practice squad. So a couple of different things here, right? Obviously, you released Mecole Hardman. To the best of my knowledge, he was not active again on game day this week, right, guys? Is that correct? I don't remember seeing him out there at all. So it just didn't work, right? They tried it. They gave it a shot. It didn't work. The Mecole Hardman experiment is over. Brant Banks being called up, I think that they learned their lesson. They're going to sit Zach Tom this week. I could be wrong, but that's what it kind of feels like to me. And then, of course, Jacoby James being signed to the practice squad. You think, okay, if you were to describe Mecole Hardman, you would think a smaller stature but extremely fast wide receiver, right? So what they do, they got Kenny James, and looky here, boys, 4.37 40. 5'11", 4.37 40, 190 pounds. So the RAS comes in at a 9.58, arm length 31 3/4. 10-yard split was strong there at a 1.54, 20-yard split at 2.59. Had a great agility grade as well with a 4.07 shuttle and a 6.88 3-cone. And then, of course, the vertical, not too bad, too, for someone who's just 5'11", 40.5 inches, and he had the 10.06 broad jump, so plenty of explosion there, actually elite explosion grade, great speed grade, and great agility grade. So those are your latest roster moves. Let's go around the horn with it real quick. We'll start with you, Tim. What do you think, man? Is there anything I'm missing there? Because, I don't know, it just kind of feels like here it is, Tuesday, you sign a tackle from the practice squad to the active roster, probably means you're going to shut Tom down for at least one game.
Yeah, I would think so, for sure. And then obviously, letting Mecole go and then bringing up Kenny James here to the practice squad, that's a serious move also, I think. Like you said, I mean, we know what we expected from Mecole Hardman. We tried the experiment. It didn't work. They wasted no time. I believe Kenny James was UMass's leading receiver last season. So that's a good look for us. But, yeah, certainly I think the Brant Banks getting moved up is definitely where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Clearly, obviously it's time to shut Big Zach down for a little bit and let him heal up. I think give him an extended rest period. We got one more game before the bye week. We got to get through Dallas first. So it makes a lot of sense to make that move, I think.
Yeah, and Drew D says, does that mean Reed or Watson are getting close? Reed is definitely not close, Drew. He's They put him on IR officially, so he's out for at least 4 weeks, I believe is the rule. And then Christian Watson, though, I honestly think there's a realistic shot that when we come out after that week 5 bye, he will be playing. Let's get your all's take on that. Emilio, Jacob, we'll let you go first, Emilio. Do you think that means Watson's going to be good to go week 6, or do you think this is more of, hey, we've got another quick wide receiver out there that's available. Let's give him a shot since Mecole Hardman didn't work.
Yeah, I think the latter for sure. I again don't want to push Christian back if he's not ready. I mean, we still have some wide receivers. We can get it done. If he's good to go at 6, cool. But again, sometimes you need to step in and tone him back just a little bit. It's not like he's going to go out there and play 40 snaps anyway. It's going to be 5, 10, 50. Let's gradually get him back into it. If we're going to be making the late run that we think we can do, we need him there. So I'd kind of rather push that out a little bit. And yeah, and with the Mr. Kenny James there, he threw it up 17 times on the bench. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a dude 180.
Yeah.
I checked the UMass website. They had him at 6'1", 195. So
that's hilarious. Yeah, it's funny how that works, right?
Oh yeah, little hometown height.
Yeah, Coach Lynn says, do you think Hardman asked to be released, Jacob? Now, obviously, Hardman was on the practice squad, so when you say asked to be released, he could have signed with anyone that wanted him on the active roster. I imagine no one offered him anything on the active roster. So I guess what Coach Lynn's asking here, Jacob, is do you think he wants an opportunity to go to another practice squad, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I thought too. It's unfortunate. I thought Mecole, brought some different type of skill sets to this team, and Just never really got a chance to show, and I think we all kind of expected that just because of the fact of how deep this room is. I mean, even with missing guys like Watson and Reed, we still have an absolute roster of dudes that I would rather see out there, which, not to put a knock on Mecole, but we just have that talented group of guys. So I really like what Respect Oranges is talking about here with that Jacoby Keeney James saying he led the team. So, Tim, you are correct with 839 receiving yards on 50 catches, averaging 16.78 yards. So
here's a guy.
6 touchdowns as well there, Jacob. Add that to it.
6 tutters?
Yep.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's see. We had another one marked in here. Where did it go? It's gone. It's gone forever.
Forever gone.
It'd be all right. Oh, here it is. Yeah, CJN said, found this interesting. Despite being 2-1 right now, the Green Bay Packers have not been behind at any point during a game. That's pretty wild to think about, isn't it? They have led the entire season. So, again, I think that's the right mindset to have. CJN, they're a great football team. They let one get away from them. There's no two ways about it. I'd rather that happen early in the season rather than late, right? So,
Amen. And you know what? We talked about that before, about the Packers being a team that's, starting to get used to playing with a lead. This is kind of foreign territory to them. These were the young, scrappy guys that were always in ball games and would find a way to maybe get the occasional boat race, but more than likely win that game in the third or fourth quarter. Now we're getting out with an early lead and learning how to play with it. Obviously they, screwed up a 10-point lead on Sunday, but that's okay. It's like you said, Clay, it's early enough in the year. I think that there's a lot to learn from this type of a meltdown, I think.
Yeah, if the Browns had beaten the Bengals and that their kick didn't get messed up the first week, would we be as hard on it if it was a 1-1 Browns team? Or is it just because they were 0-2 that it hurts so much, or that it's the worst? But GM Shuffle was talking about it. He goes, the winningest, or the most times that you're going to get those kind of upsets, is when a team is about to be 0-3 or could go 0-3, because they know that once you hit that 0-3 mark, never been a Super Bowl team, all that stuff. So you're hitting a turning point. So you're fighting at that week 2, week 3 is one of those pivotal games. So if the Browns got out of the hole, it means they're probably going to be a decent team this year. And then, all right, yeah, we tripped up a little bit, but we have time to keep moving forward.
Yeah, Drew D says at the start of the season, everybody would have been happy to be 2-1. Amen, Drew. You just get a little spoiled early, right? You win 2 games that many people thought you shouldn't have any business winning, and everybody kind of counts the chickens before they hatch a little bit, for sure. So, and as Clint said here, let's not forget Cleveland has a good defense. They don't have a good defense, Clint. They have
the best. That's what people tell me.
That's what Baldy said. Now, I don't agree that they've got the best, but they definitely got a top 5, possibly top 3 defense. So I think it's a good measuring stick, man.